Hey guys, it's Bahlockaye, and I kind of wanted to do a commentary about how I, kind of got the idea of doing YouTube. I mean, I'm not the only one with the idea of doing YouTube. Everybody and their mother does YouTube, especially their mothers, because their mothers are the ones who get the views with those crazy-ass kid videos that they put on the internet and get like 3 million views. What the fuck? They put no effort into that. They just watch their kid fall over on his face, and they become YouTube famous. Anyway, basically, what it all started with, in terms of my getting into gaming, in terms of playing more than 2 hours in a sitting, in terms of like playing a lot of games, it really all started with Mag. Before that, it was Battlefield 1943. That was kind of my first-person shooter, but Mag was my really big first game, the first one I ever really played and enjoyed and played a lot of. And that really, like I said in the last video about Mag, it's really, I still really much love that game, as much as it's kind of fallen off and aged, and there's only like 1,000 people plus playing right now, and it's kind of sad to see it go that way, but it's 4 years old. It had mild success. It got 1 million views. It got 1 million sales, which was pretty impressive. And I played the crap out of that game. This game that you're seeing the video for. I played the crap out of this game, and whenever you play a game that you're really into, you want to find videos on YouTube, that are about your game. So, I found this guy. His name was Girbiscon. I'll link his channel in the description. He doesn't do as many videos anymore. He does kind of some EVE gameplay. He's not really trying to grow his channel at all. He's just trying to, give some videos for his old subscribers who have been around for a while. But he was the first guy I really watched on YouTube, and I really enjoyed watching on YouTube. And he would talk about the comings and goings-ons in Mags. He'd talk about all the sort of things that were happening. If there was a patch, he'd talk about what happened, what guns they nerfed, how he felt about it, and I really liked how he kind of inserted his own opinion in a lot of things, and how he included us in his life, and that made me feel like I was part of his life, even though not at all. But I really enjoyed watching his channel. I really enjoyed listening to him talk, and ultimately, that's why I'm here today, because if I hadn't been brought into this world of intense gaming and commentaries and things like that, I wouldn't be sitting here right now doing a commentary for you guys. I wouldn't be here, and I'm glad he's here, so I'm here talking to you guys, and you guys are glad that he's here. I'm confused. Alright, anyway. Anyways, Mag was a really impressive game when it came out. I kind of wanted to talk about that as well. Its smallest game mode, like I touched on in the last video, is 32 on 32. That's the biggest game mode on Battlefield 3 on PC. I know, games with more players are possible on PC, like PlanetSide 2 or other games. But Mag had even bigger game modes than that. They had a 64v64 game mode called Acquisition, where one team would have a huge bunker line and defend against attackers trying to steal their prototype vehicles. There was a game mode that came later in one of the DLC expansions called Escalation. No, maybe it was Escalation, because all the game modes ended with shun at the end, like except for Sabotage. But they had like Suppression, Acquisition, Domination, Escalation, Acquisition. I might have said that already, but they all had shun at the end. But maybe it was Escalation, and basically this one, 3 PMCs went at it, and it was a lot like Sabotage. So it was 32v32 on 32. All 3 factions were in the game. It sort of was kind of the precursor to what PlanetSide 2 looks like, but I'm sure PlanetSide 1 had that 3-faction gameplay before. But this is the first time I really saw on consoles this type of gameplay, and it was really exciting when that DLC first came out. You can't really play it anymore because nobody who owns it really plays the game anymore. But when the community was active and when that game mode was, working, that was really fun. And finally, the piece de resistance of Mag was Domination, a 128v128 player game mode. huge. 256 players going at it. 2 PMCs, private military corporations as they're called in MAG, would go at it. One from one side, one from the other. One would defend their oil reserves or their base, and the other would attack by taking out burn-off towers, bunkers, and then eventually moving into more parts of the refinery that they try to blow up. And if they blew up every part of the refinery, they won. And it was a really complex game mode. It's really complex game. Maybe not as complex as a game like PlanetSide, but it was really complex for the time and for consoles and for competitive multiplayer shooters. And I really, really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed just going into that world and playing that game. I can't even really describe it as well as I wish I could. I can't really put words to how much fun I had playing MAG. You can buy MAG today if you'd like on Amazon. You can buy it used for $2. It's very cheap. You can buy it new for $15 or even $6 in some cases. And that's pretty cheap. So I mean, if you guys want to give it a shot, try even the smallest game mode. You might like it. You might be hoping that there's a MAG 2, which brings me to my next point. Will there be a MAG 2? And unfortunately, I don't know. Nobody knows, because the developer Zipper Interactive, who created MAG, no longer exists. It's very sad. They were also the developer of the SOCOM series, and the developer of a couple other mobile titles and whatever, like a PS Vita title called The Unit. But that was their last title, and their last title was SOCOM 4. It was kind of a flop. Well, The Unit was their last title, but Sony was just really using them to take revenue from that project, because it was already in production. They weren't just going to end the company before their last project was done. That'd be a waste of resources. But now Sony owns the right to the title, since Zipper doesn't exist. Sony owns the rights, and it's up to Sony, unfortunately, if we'll see another MAG. And MAG was not as successful, especially not as critically successful as games like Killzone, who are definitely getting their sequels in new games, and or Uncharted. So I don't think MAG will see a sequel, unfortunately, but I am hoping I'm hoping Sony decides to make one. You know, maybe enlist a third-party developer, give them the rights to the game, allow them to make it, and that would be really, really interesting. And it just seems like a waste, though, because that technology that they used to make MAG, the original game, if it's not being used for a PS4 title, it just seems like a lot of lost work on the guys from Zipper, and they did a really good job with MAG. And I really wish they were still around, but you know, you can't live in the past. You know, you gotta enjoy the games of the future, like Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, but not so much. PlanetSide 2. All these games are really good, and they're kind of filling the void for me, at least, and they should fill the void for most other MAG players. But everybody who's played MAG remembers MAG, and will always remember MAG, and I think we'll really that game will live on in our brains in this nostalgic state of amazingness. And that's all for this video. I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about MAG, my history with MAG, my history with YouTube, my history with you know, gaming in general. And I hope you really enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a like, comment, share it. I mean, share it with your friends if you think I'm that awesome. But if you don't do any of those things and you're not subscribed, you can subscribe. That'd be cool. But you don't have to do any of those things. I'm not asking you. You don't have to. But if you made it to the end of the video, why not? Alright. I'm done with this one, guys. See you later. Bye.
Enemy mines detected in that area. Do not leave the battlefield.
did the trick.